Inside the Folger Shakespeare Library in Washington is a compilation of Shakespeare's works with a backstory as compelling as the plays it contains. It's known as the Robben Island Shakespeare, named for the South African jail that held political prisoners, including Nelson Mandela, explains the director of the Folger Shakespeare Library, Michael Whitmore.
One of the prisoners, a man named Sunny Venkatrathnam, had a book, a copy of Shakespeare, and asked that he be allowed to keep it in his cell.
Venkatrathnam used cards featuring Hindu figures to disguise the book's real cover, and he claimed it was a sacred text.
So he was allowed to keep the book, and when he was in prison, he passed it to his other inmates and asked them to look at the book and identify passages from Shakespeare that really spoke to them.
Among those prisoners was Nelson Mandela. On December 16, 1977, Mr. Mandela signed alongside this passage from Julius Caesar.
"Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I have yet heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come."
Readers' connections to Shakespeare are deeply personal, says Whitmore, as he cautions against trying to divine why this passage appealed to Mr. Mandela.
Those of us who read this play think about that passage as being an example of Stoicism. It's a philosophy that was around in the Renaissance, and I think it's something that Mandela connected with. That is, you should not be paralyzed by fear. You should use your reason and the desire to do things that are important to you and overcome those fears.
In all, 34 prisoners who read the book's pages selected passages and signed their names. Both the physical book and the author's words remain relevant today, says Whitmore, a Shakespeare scholar.
And I think that's what I love about this story, is it shows that far away, in a very different place from the one I live in, I can understand maybe what it was like, maybe just a little, for these people to take this book and say, here's something that I want to remember.
Also on exhibit are sketches Mr. Mandela made about a decade ago, as he reflected on Robben Island, his prison of 18 years. They include a view of his cell and a church that prisoners were not allowed to enter. The Robben Island Shakespeare will be on display at the Folger Shakespeare Library through September. Reporting from Washington, this is Suzanne Presto, VOA News.